Hi there, my name is John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary texts and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for All Saints Sunday, and we are looking at the John text. We're going to dip into the Mark text a little bit, which is, if you're not doing All Saints Sunday, it is the 23rd Sunday. Let me look here just so. Not that, or the 24th Sunday after Pentecost, but of course that was a long delay. Anyway, we're looking at the John text, or we're looking at the Mark text, both. And John text is the raising of Lazarus, and so I do a lot with All Saints Sunday and posts in the past. You can take a look at that. I've got a paper bag where it's a magic paper bag, and it's all about how we are all saints of God, and this idea of being chosen by God, and about how we are all chosen. We're all saints, every single one of us. You have been made a saint by God. So we can talk about Lazarus. Lazarus gets brought back to life, and Lazarus gets called out of the tomb, and Lazarus doesn't have a darn thing to do with it. It's all God. God calls Lazarus. Jesus calls God. Jesus calls Lazarus. Get up, come out. And I always wonder. This is a great godly play question too. I wonder what Lazarus was feeling in the tomb. If Lazarus maybe was really tired, if he was laying there and he had died, and he's laying there, he's going, oh, finally, it was such hard work. And then he hears his voice. He hears Jesus' voice. Lazarus, come out. And Lazarus, he gets up and he goes out. And it's all because of Jesus. And that you and I were called and were set apart. And the waters of baptism were poured over our heads and claimed, all because of who God is and what God has done for us and has called us saint. You could talk to the kids about, what did you have to do with your birth? They didn't have anything to do with their birth. They were born and they're here. This idea that we're all saints, and it doesn't have to do with what we do. It has to do with what God has done for us through Jesus Christ, and that is a great thing. So different ways of doing about okay, I am going to pick someone, and this is a way if you wanted to do this without making this magic bag, which I'll post a link, or you can do a search for the All Saints Sunday in quotes. You want to put it in quotes, because if not, it'll bring up any time I mention the word all, or any time they mention the word saint. So all saints. But you can make this bagged where you put blank slips in and one star, and that star is going to choose the person who's going to be, that star is going to be the person I pick. And so everyone reaches into the bag and they pull out their pieces of paper, and you've done where you've switched them out, and every single piece of paper has a star in it. So when you say, who has the star? Everybody raises their hand. Or you can have slips of paper, and you don't even have to show it. You can say, I've got a bunch of blank pieces of paper here, and I've got one that's got a star. But every single piece of paper has a star. So a bunch of blank pieces of paper, that's what you say. I've got a bunch of blank pieces of paper, they all have stars on them. You don't say that. And this one has a star. You put it in there, shake it up, and then you have them, everyone pick one, but don't open it up yet. And when you open it up, make sure it's really secret. And they close it up, and they go, okay, so, all right, in the count of 3, if you have the star, what I want you to do is go, I've got the star. And everyone goes, I've got the star. You could include the adults in this, to have everybody pick a piece of paper, and you're like, all right, one person that has the star, I'm going to use. And when the entire congregation goes, who's got the star? And they go, I've got the star. It's pretty darn fun. So, and we're all saints. God's claimed us. God set us apart. God's doing the work. Amen. So, So All Saints Sunday on, looking at the John text. If you're not doing All Saints Sunday and you're looking at the Mark text, again, the woman who puts the coins in, gives everything she has. It's out of a response. It's out of a response of what God has done. It's not to be loved. It's because she knows she is loved. Now, there's a whole bunch of Bible study we could do on this. We could do where is it because is the system taking advantage of the poor that she has to do this? And so there's a lot of stewardship stuff you could do on this about how God is calling us to take care of one another, to take care of the poor and the widow, and that making sure that that 2 pennies is not all that she has. I mean, we could do a lot of stuff in there, Bible study and sermon wise, but I'm really looking at her response to what God has done. And so, touching a little bit on this, but this primarily is for All Saints Sundays, you can tell. So, blessings on you. Thank you so much for your partnership in this ministry. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great week. I know that you're rocking it. I know your congregations are they're loving you. And sometimes they forget that. And sometimes in their fear and in all of the things pressed down, sometimes we're a convenient target. And know that you are loved. There are folks out there like me that are praying for you, and we will continue to do that. And I will see you next week. All right? Peace.